Slap him right for him.
Here we go. Hurt my back. Hurt my back again.
Me and Dennis just get him from both sides.
All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision. It's brought to you from the SinCal Studios. It's episode 449, as you can tell by our beautiful display up there. We have the Infinity Gauntlet of the World Cup up there as well.
No one will lose.
It's all balanced. Half the teams are going to lose. That's just how it's going to work.
Apparently Spain and Portugal tied.
That's a bold prediction.
That's a bold
Portugal
prediction.
won 3-2.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for anybody that's actually watching World Cup. Portugal won today.
If you have it on your TiVo and you're waiting to watch it when you get home.
Yeah. For some reason, a lot of people are watch us tomorrow morning.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, then you should already know.
And you should already fucking know.
And Portugal won.
Big thanks for tuning in. Of course, we got fights to recap this
It was
week.
like the only match I cared to watch.
UFC 225 was last week, and we'll be going over that. I don't know what else happened.
I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. to watch Uruguay and Saudi Arabia play or whatever
No.
teams were on this morning. Egypt and somebody.
Uganda.
Yeah, I'm not getting up that early.
Do we have it in what, 2026?
Yeah, U.S. got announced. It's U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
It's going to be a joint venture.
It's convenient that it's all like North America. It was just like, you've got to make everybody connected. It just makes it easier.
And then Mexico gets like 10 games, Canada gets 10 games, we get like 60.
We get 60?
Yeah.
Jeez.
They have 3 cities each. We have, I think it's like 25 or something like that.
They have 3 cities. They're going to do 10 games.
Yeah.
That's
usually kind of
spread pretty thin.
Yeah, ours we get a lot. So we'll see what happens though. 2026.
All right. Stay away from anywhere that has any of those arenas built.
all the hardcore MMA guys are like, fuck, these guys are going soft. Covering soccer, football, bunch of queers.
Anything
You better
else
bring it up
happen
with a good story. You better have a good story.
125?
What?
Do we have anything else to recap besides 225?
Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series.
Okay, cool. So then we'll go ahead and jump into some news here with Ronda Rousey being the first story of the day, getting indicted into the UFC Hall of Fame.
Yeah. First woman ever to
That's
be
great.
inducted. This is going to be for class of 2018. She will be in the modern wing.
Yep.
I mean, how do you,
Can I just say, okay, because I do have an opinion on this.
Yep.
Let me just say 2 things. First off, I think that she absolutely 100% deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
yes,
without question.
Dana White's statement was there would be no women in the UFC without Ronda Rousey. Ronda is a pioneer who helped me personally and a lot of other people look at women in combat sports differently. She accomplished everything she set out to do with the UFC. She became a global icon, a role model, everything else she set out. Today, the women's division are packed with incredibly talented fighters, and they produce some of the best fights you'll ever see. We are proud to announce her as the first inductee.
And it's fantastic, totally worthy of her being in there. However, it seems pretty quick. Compared to other fighters getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. It seems like this is one of the quickest turnarounds that we've seen in the Hall of Fame. But she has retired. She's done.
I was going to say she's retired, so I think that's
kinda
why.
get it.
I think if it was left open, I don't think she would be in right away.
Right. And then calling her they called her a pioneer of the sport, which I don't know if that was. I don't know if that was a dropping of the words or if that was because she was absolutely a pioneer for women's MMA.
Yeah.
But the sport has been around, for quite a while. And I just don't know if I agree with that terminology for being a pioneer of the sport. There were a lot of women who were also pioneering the sport for women long before Ronda Rousey
Yeah,
came
she
around.
didn't fight herself.
Yeah.
No, she didn't fight herself.
So if you're going to say, you know what I mean?
I've seen that movie, though,
I
with
think-
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Also the one with Jet Li.
Right? And then that
Didn't
one I'm supposed to
Jean-Claude
talk
Van Damme
about,
have, like,
Fight
2 or
Club?
3 movies where
Did
he
he
fought
fight
himself?
himself in Fight Club?
Yes, I think so.
I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, like, that was a thing. You got to have twins.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to do the splits.
So we're
It's
going to
like
do a
in
movie
his
with,
contract.
we're going to have you and a co-star. No, I'm my own co-star.
Yeah.
You will not sign. Well, I get doubled the salary. I'm going to play myself twice. So I get it. I mean, yes. But Dana White even says it for himself. She made it possible for women to be in the UFC who Dana White was cock-blocking to begin with. I mean, we know how talented Cyborg is. Nobody can defeat Cyborg. Gina Carano was a face for women's mixed martial arts before Ronda Rousey was even a name. And then you had people like Sarah Kaufman who've been doing it forever. Misha Tate has been doing it forever. So no, I don't have a problem with her being in the UFC Hall of Fame. She's totally deserving. I do believe she is part of the pioneering of women in the UFC.
And I think that's more what his statement was at the beginning.
But when they were talking about it during the event, when they announced
during
it,
the event, you're right.
I was like, are they misspeaking here or what? But I mean, I get it, yeah.
So what it would have made you happy if he said she is a member of a troop of women who have.
I don't know if I like that. No. She's absolutely a pioneer for women in the UFC, but they called her a pioneer of mixed martial arts, which I don't know. And I'm digging a hole
So
here
your
for no
biggest
reason.
thing
I'm
is-
just digging a hole. I just feel like digging a fucking hole. That's
Right,
fine.
right.
But that's where I think that they were misspeaking because as
A
talented-
pioneer as compared to the pioneer.
She's a pioneer for women in the UFC.
Okay.
I think that's a big difference between a pioneer of mixed martial arts and
In the sport overall, though, you wouldn't say that. Her
I would say
in a group.
I would say she's a pioneer of women's MMA because I feel like she was able to, and I think this is Dana White's point, put the spotlight on women's MMA to a wide audience, not just hardcore MMA fans. I mean, you and me know who Shayna Baszler was before the UFC.
But see, I think that's what the difference is, though, too.
Strikeforce, and all these other things, other small organizations, Rings and Jewels and all those things. We knew.
See, and Ronda did too, and that's the thing.
Megumi, who is unstoppable forever.
Megumi's amazing.
You know what I mean? And I think
those
MMA
are pioneers of women's MMA, in my opinion. What Ronda Rousey did was she opened the one gate that nobody else could, which was Dana White.
Yep.
So Dana White is kind of openly admitting here that he cock-blocked women in the UFC for years, and then Ronda Rousey somehow managed to change his mind, and great for her for doing that.
Yeah.
But I think that if there was an open door for women in mixed martial arts before, there was tons of talent in the women's division that Dana White just didn't feel like giving the time of day to, And for whatever reason, Ronda Rousey opened that door. Good for her. Good for her for being in the Hall of Fame. I just didn't like the wording they used that night. And they did say that she put the spotlight on the sport for people who normally wouldn't have paid attention to the sport.
Right.
But I also think that Gina Carano, at the height of her marketing ability, may have also done the same thing. Because when she was being marketed in Bellator, or not Bellator, but Strikeforce, she opened a lot of
XC, even before that.
Elite XC, she opened a lot of doors there too.
Yeah.
And marketing-wise, they needed somebody like that, and that's what Ronda Rousey was to them. But I think that door could have been opened a lot earlier too. But Dana White just didn't want to do it.
I just think the height that what Ronda had gotten to, where as far as being on all the talk shows, being on ESPN, doing all these major things, put her in a bigger spotlight than anybody before her, and I think that's why he considers her a pioneer. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And you have yours. I understand.
No, I'm just being a dick to be a dick. I mean, I fully admitted that. I'm just digging a hole because I feel like digging a hole.
Is it because it's not?
Because it's not Misha Tate.
And that was the love of your life.
And she already popped out the baby and has a six-pack again, which is bizarre.
Did she? Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was done.
It's done. Yeah. I mean, she would be like 14 months pregnant by now.
Things
otherwise.
happen.
She's not an elephant, man.
It's not like what's her name on Family Guy? Either have the baby or don't.
Is that Deb? Yeah. Have the baby or don't, Deb.
Conor McGregor back in the news again. This time for going to court.
All right.
Very, very quick court appearance.
It's like Eric said, they should have put the court appearance up on Fight Pass.
Yeah, might have done well.
Yeah, how many people you think? What their monthly subscription is?
No.
450,000. That's what they just stated.
Pass?
Yeah, Fight Pass, 450,000.
So basically, he went to court. They're going to be entering a plea deal. He goes back to court July 26th, and then he left. They basically said, "Yeah, sure, we'll talk about a plea deal. We won't hear that plea deal until the 26th of July, but yes, we'll enter one."
Back to Ireland.
That was the whole time he was there. That was the whole thing. He did come out and say to the media that he regrets his actions that led to today. I understand the seriousness of this matter, and I hope this will work. Hopefully, this will get worked out. Thank you, everyone, and walked off.
Translation: this is costing me a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
My wife is super pissed because I made us millionaires, and now I have to spend money out of that million.
Yeah, and a big thing was they were saying that while nobody thinks he's actually going to be doing jail time or anything like that, what is in question is his visa and ability to work in the United States. Because of these actions. That's the thing that they're going to be negotiating most.
I mean, we all know the outcome of this. Money talks. Period.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it's so high profile, though. You can't. There's a lot of it you can't just like, oh well, this just happened. It'll be handled by people with money. Some people are really going to want some things done. I mean, there were people injured in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he's gonna get sued, but it's not gonna affect his work visa. The biggest thing that's gonna happen here is like all the New York people that are gonna be like, "I told you so" about it. They didn't want it there to begin with.
Yeah,
like the culinary union. If they get back on their pedestal and they get their politicians back in their pockets like they had before, then maybe something happens to the opposite effect. But I really think that money talks, and it's not gonna affect his visa at all.
Okay.
We have another guy caught by the golden snitch.
Damn.
Mikhail Olejniczuk. I cannot absolutely say that name. There's no way. No, you can try. Right here.
No.
Oli-esque. This guy right here.
Alexi Junk.
Oli Oxenfree.
This guy up behind me entered the UFC on a 9-fight win streak. He won his debut at UFC
Josh,
219.
do you want to take a shot at that?
Nope.
Okay.
UFC 219.
He studied for a while. I thought maybe he wanted in on that.
Nope.
He did fail his anti-doping test for clopamine.
He studies a lot.
And he's from Psychow. I mean, what the f is that? Psychow, Poland?
Psychow, Poland, yeah. So he has accepted his
It's SoCal's sister city.
1 year suspension.
The cooler version.
For his positive test of clopamine. So he will be able to fight again.
Clopamine?
Yeah.
Is that what they give to horses?
No. But it is the stuff that John Jones did once time.
Oleg Sajik?
Yeah.
Oleg Sajik?
So he is going to be eligible to fight
Sure,
again March
why not?
13th.
Sure, why not?
So what? Everybody's like, what did Jones get away with?
March 13th next year.
Let's try some of that shit.
Then retroactive. And then This gentleman here, Augusto Mendes, he was also flagged for USADA. We talked about this back in March. He has been provisionally suspended until the investigation is full. He did get pulled from his fight that was happening back in April. Even though USADA has not solved the case and has not been resolved, the UFC decided to release him. And immediately after that, ABC, the Russia's absolute championship, Berkut, signed him.
Is that Augustus Gloop?
So he is now going to be fighting in Russia. So Russia's like, we don't care
If you do
what USADA
drugs,
says.
then
Come
we
fight for
will
us.
find you. Hey, why not? You can still get work outside of the country.
Get when you put the needle in your butt?
You win the fight, but you're gonna get cut.
And changed to no contest.
We're taking the show in a new direction. MMA parody songs.
Last week, Kamar Usman and his manager Ali Abdelaziz were at.
He sounded
Bless you, holy shit.
He sounded like Porky Pig. Blue Christmas.
I thought you were fucking casting a spell.
Ali Abdelaziz.
No, that was
gonna
that's
take my
from
belt
Robin
off
Hood Men in
and
Tights.
stick it around his neck so he didn't bite his tongue.
Yeah, my name's Aziz and my son Achu.
Anyway, they were at PFL.
Did you say, hey, Blinken? PFL, all right.
They were at PFL and got into a brawl in the crowd. Kamar
All right.
Usman recently went on the MMA Hour to
Does he go by Al?
clear things
I'm
up.
guessing he goes by Al.
Ali?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it goes by Ali.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, according to Usman, they were at the event. They were walking back from getting some drinks. The national anthem started. And they decided to stop. And they found somebody started yelling at them and cursing at them for stopping. I don't know why. Then they turned around. Apparently, there was a guy kneeling during the anthem. Ali got in the guy's face and told him to be respectful and stand up. Caused a whole big issue.
Really?
Yeah. So you can see the footage on YouTube if you just look it up.
Which
There's-
anthem?
National anthem?
Let me ask you this. You've been to quite a few events this year.
Yep.
How many people have knelt around you?
Nobody.
That's weird. I don't
I have
even
been
know.
to a baseball game.
I know,
where-
but
where
I
a
don't know
guy-
how to react. I've never been around it.
I've been at a baseball game where a guy decided to stay sitting. He decided to sit. Still took off his hat, but decided to
Yeah.
stay sitting. And a couple people.
Even me, if someone was in the audience, I'd just be, God damn, you're being a douche.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
'Cause I-
They basically,
Super
like I said, when I was at the baseball game, people turned around
get
and
this
like,
man a
looked at him
cape.
really, and he's like, whatever, just sat there sitting there.
Yeah.
Not like it's gonna cause a fight. Everyone's like, all right, the guy's a dick, whatever.
No, I'm actually
Just
like
move on.
I was at a graduation and I was just like, and they're like, here's someone to sing the national anthem, and I was just like,
Yeah, did you see all the people that work?
yeah. One
the
person,
fuck?
one person started kneeling, and I was just like, oh, this is weird. Never seen this before. But we're at a great. This isn't even sporty. Okay, guess we're doing that. I guess
Guess we're doing it.
We're doing
We
it.
were also at an event where you got mad at a guy for a T-shirt.
The T-shirt, I was mad, and it was the more I thought about
I
it.
gotta hear about this.
You'll hear about that after the show.
I want to hear about this too. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
I totally put my press pass and everything at risk.
Yeah, got mad at a guy for a T-shirt.
I was mad, and I was mad kind of about the shirt, but the overall activity of this man is what pissed me off.
Yeah.
He was rich, so
Now everybody else wants to know too.
Dana White Tuesday
That's going to
night.
be on our Saturday night podcast.
Dana White-
I'll talk about it at the end of the show. At the
Okay,
end of the
all
show,
right, there we
before we
go.
roll out, because we got time. I'm
got a little
looking
bit
at
of
the stuff
time,
we got
yeah.
to cover. We got time. At the end, I'll
you
say.
were at MMA thing, right?
It was an event.
Yeah, it was an event.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
talk
oh,
about it at
yeah.
the end of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get through the news and the recaps here. Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series Season 2 started this past Tuesday.
All right, Dana White.
Yeah.
Dana White, who says that if you didn't respect CM Punk's performance in the cage last week, you're a fucking idiot.
We'll get there.
So obviously his opinion on everything is valid.
So at that event, we had, Alonzo Menafield defeated Sean Boatwright. Chris Curtis defeated Sean Lally. Greg Hardy
I like Boatwright. That's an awesome name.
defeated Austin Lane. Greg Hardy and Austin Lane, both former NFL players.
9 seconds.
Are we talking about the Greg Hardy thing too?
We will here, yeah.
Okay.
Montel
9
Jackson
seconds.
defeated
9 seconds.
Rico Disculio.
Austin Lane, isn't that the dude that we interviewed?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I was like, this is cool. We got this guy. We're connected to this guy. Did he just go to sleep? Somebody wake up Austin Lane.
Kevin Holland defeated Will Santiago. Yeah. So I think
You're a moron. You don't like fighting, and you don't appreciate great talent.
Alonzo Minefield and Greg
Everything
Hardy.
that man says is false. So obviously, I'm a genius. I do appreciate great fighting.
Alonzo Menfield and Greg Hardy both got contracts. There's been a bit of backlash about the Greg Hardy signing because Greg Hardy, at the time he did play for the Cowboys, he was originally arrested for beating his girlfriend, domestic violence.
Never convicted.
This was during
That's not true. It was convicted, then it was overturned.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. If you look on the books, it's gone.
His record was expunged.
Right.
So he went to court for this case. The woman
But to
in
say
question,
he was never convicted is not true.
the woman in question didn't show up nor refused to go to court
The
and do
whole
this
point
thing.
of
So the whole thing got
overturn means
overturned.
it was proven incorrect.
And so a lot of people
If
are
you
talking.
buy a car and then you take it back, you still bought a fucking car, even if the car's not there. He got convicted.
Yeah, I feel you're flim-flamming.
Now. Now.
And remember, Dana White has said in the past, especially during the whole Ray Rice incident back, that if you're basically a woman beater, you have no right to be in the UFC. You will never be in the UFC. We don't put up with that kind of thing. Even though that's not necessarily true because he has defended, Thiago Silva at one time.
You can crash your car into a pregnant woman's car and break her arm and flee the scene. And
should write
that's
that
okay.
song. You should write that song. These are things that you can do to stay in the UFC. You can crash your car into a pregnant lady, get away, go free.
I suggest if you do anything illegal, just turn into a tranny, because then you're a hero. So.
Is that who we're hating this week? Is that who we're hating this week?
Remember, Anthony Johnson, Thiago Silva are two people that he's kind of made excuses for in the past.
They're transgender.
Who have been for domestic violence.
Oh, sorry.
People are saying that he basically that he's going to be pushing Greg Hardy. And during the whole breakdown of the series, it was kind of like a redemption story. Like, he fell out of the NFL, he got suspended, he got released because of these allegations, and he deserves a second chance because they were overturned.
Whatever. I mean, it's Dana White's company. Dana White's one of the biggest hypocrites on the planet. He's a public hypocrite. We all know this. We all know that don't believe his lies.
Allegedly.
Real. No, it's not allegedly.
We don't know him.
No, we know that he's a hypocrite.
I think he's a great guy.
We know that he's a hypocrite. We've seen him be a hypocrite on multiple occasions.
Do you think it's because the guy's a former NFL player
Yeah.
and it's somebody you can attach money to and push?
That's exactly it. That's exactly what it is. It's because he sees profit in this guy.
Yeah, I think so too.
And because he was initially convicted of domestic violence, but then when they went back to court, when they had the retrial for it, what is it called? I don't remember what it's called now. When they had the retrial for it, the girlfriend didn't want to testify anymore. But there was enough evidence to convict him
couldn't
initially.
find her.
They couldn't. They still can't. Still can't.
So Greg Hardy, man, did get signed with the UFC. Is the first, or technically second fighter of this season.
And who knows? Maybe he sends her a check.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, she decided not to testify. That's why it was retracted.
Right.
See, Dana White, don't believe his lies.
Don't believe that. Do you have a picture of Dana White, like memento style, that says "Don't believe his lies"?
I do. It's in my wallet. So every time I go to pay for something, oh yeah, don't forget, don't believe his lies.
Don't believe his lies. So you can check out the next Tuesday night Contender Series. Obviously, will be on Tuesday. Matt Say is going up against Yazan Haji.
Yeah, you have fun with this one. I'm not.
Anthony Hernandez, Jordan White, Giga Chickadees.
I love me some Giga Chicken, dude.
Chickadees.
Giga Chickadees. That's an amazing name.
Austin Springer, Ryan Spann against
1 million
Milano
gigawatts.
Solari, and Dwight
So
Grant.
that's 1,000
and
chickadees.
Tyler.
1,000 chickadees against Austin Springer.
That would be an awesome fight. I want to see it.
Can't wait.
Would you rather fight 10 small horses or 1,000 chickadees?
I don't know what a chickadee is, but I'm gonna go with that
Oh, chickadee.
because it sounds delicious. I'm gonna fight it with some honey mustard in my mouth.
And they give you the electric fly swatter. You can cook them while they're in the air.
For the bug salt gun.
It's the bug
Oh, you can
assault.
season them with that.
Yeah, first you
The
shoot
electric
'em,
fly swatter
and then you-
and the assault.
Well, you use the electric fly swatter like a spatula, and you can flip them. boom. That's perfect.
UFC 225.
Dude, I'm gonna get us a spot on QVC right now. We're gonna slang both those things and chickadees. If you have chickadees, contact us. Chicka, please.
Giga chickadees. Giga chickadees, contact us for your recipe.
No.
Nail stuff.
Yeah, even that guy, you could be like, oh, Giga, please.
What?
Whoa.
His name's Giga.
That's
It's
1,000
literally
pleases.
That's 1,000 pleases.
Are you not pleased?
Are you not entertained? We are off the fucking rails. Thanks for tuning into
There's
our.
no MMA that. Well, there is some MMA. It's
UFC
local stuff.
225 happened.
Thanks for tuning into our last show ever. Dan Ige beat Mike Santiago in the first round with a TKO. This is on Fight Pass, by the way.
I hate when he said like we had to do like news.
So this Fight Pass and the prelims and everything, this card was ridiculously stacked for how shitty it did
Yeah, we'll
buy-wise.
get to that too.
Well, because the best fights were on Fight Pass.
Seriously,
No, I
right?
can't say that, no.
All right, Charles Dubronx Oliveira beats Clay Guida with a guillotine choke in the first round. Then you also
Man.
have Sergio Pettis.
Baby Pettis.
Baby Pettis gets a split decision over Joseph Benavidez.
Man.
And Anthony Smith retired Rashad Evans with a
think so.
53-second KO.
I hope so.
Nah, he needs to. He needs to
Jesus.
stop. You need to stop, Rashad. We care about you.
It was a
Knock
knee.
off.
Go back to UFC tonight. You did great.
You did great. No, go back to UFC tonight before you can't talk anymore.
It starts sounding like Shaq. What do you think of Shaq? Well, I'm
just saying, I can see the moon, but I can't see California. So obviously the moon is closer than California.
Fuck you, Charles.
How long does it take to get to the moon? What does it take? Like a couple hours? Well, it takes me 8 hours to fly to California, but I can get to the moon in 3?
Because you can see the moon.
Because you can see the moon. I can't see California. Whatever, man. All right, Chris De La Rocha over Rashad Coulter with a second round TKO. And then you had Mirsad Bektik. What a fight this was up against
man.
Ricardo Lamas. This was a split decision in favor of Mirsad Bektik. Thoughts?
I try not to. It hurts my head.
All right.
But Bektik, I think Bektik had it. I think it was more than what they gave him.
Yeah, I thought it was more than a split decision. I was going unanimous.
I thought Bektik had it too. So
Yeah,
all right,
I was like Lamas, and when they said split, when I heard when they do that pause where he's like, one judge does it for this and this, the other judge, I'm like, whoa, why is it a split decision?
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is Ricardo has like the what is it like flurry?
Yeah.
Where it looks like but
he's not doing much.
Again, you have to say what Dodge taught us, minute by minute.
Yeah, when it gets that close.
Get it minute by minute and keep track of what's going on. Even though I'm gonna tell you right now, in some of these decisions, there were refs who weren't even watching the fucking fight.
Speaking of which, Claudia Gadelha gets a win over Carla Esparza. Personally, I had it.
I had Carla.
I had Carla 2-1.
She was greased.
Yeah, so
Claudia was greased.
Carla came out and said that she believes that Claudia Gadelha was greasy.
Really?
She said anytime I tried to grapple with her or I was trying to do arm bars or anything like that, I kept slipping, I kept moving. She's like, I wanted to say something during the fight to the ref, but I didn't know how to address it.
Bitch is greasy. There, that's what you do. You go like this, you go, bitch is greasy.
Claudia Gadelha came back out and said there's no way that she would do that. This is the modern times of the UFC. I mean, that's old Val Tude shit. Nobody would do this anymore. And
What every person who gets caught doping says.
Right.
And then
or you go over to the ref and go, I didn't come in here with this.
Yeah. You see this coconut oil? Not mine.
And then says, I would never do that, especially because I'm a grappler. I would want more traction. There's no way I'd want to be more
Could
be
you
slippy.
imagine if she put on some pine tar?
And then also
On someone's face?
Carla put up this
Just can't even get away from him at that point.
fight metric stats, and you show who was in control, who threw more total strikes as well as significant strikes, where she basically lopsided over Claudia.
That's so weird to me.
All those things. But yeah, and she said she's open for a rematch. Claudia said she's open for a rematch as well.
Yeah, I really had it 2-1 Carla Esparza, so I guess we'll see if a rematch actually happens. Then you had Curtis Blades get a big TKO over Alistair Overeem in the third round, 2 minutes.
No
and
longer
56
Uber
seconds.
Reem. I think he's under Reem. I don't know what happened.
No, he's prelim Reem.
This is another one of those knockouts where in the living room I just
His blood
laughed
was
out
just
loud.
so much.
Literally, everybody's like, man, that's fucked up. I was like, no, it's just, come on, man. Alistair was talking shit. Blades is on the come up.
Yeah.
Blades wants title shot.
I don't think he's there yet.
Next
Aren't they already talking about Blades versus
Nagano?
No, it's not Nagano. It's
we talked about that.
no, Derek Lewis.
Oh, Derek Lewis. That'd be a good fight too.
I saw it on Reddit. They're talking about matching them up next.
That'd be nice. And then starting off your main card.
Your main card, you had Mike Jackson up against CM Punk.
Look, his got a new middle name. Mike, I couldn't finish CM Punk.
No, that's
Jackson.
the thing, though, is that I don't think, dude, he didn't want to finish CM Punk.
Give me a fucking break.
didn't
If
want
you
to
look, if you're a mixed martial artist and you're trying to send a message to everybody else who wants to come and do it, think that they can do your fucking sport, you're to fucking disembowel that motherfucker.
No, I think that he was told to let it go to decision. Because how many times during the fight...
Not according to Dana White.
Of course not according to Dana White. He's not going to admit that. How many times
Dana
did we
White
see him...
says,
Hey, the Saints said they never put bounties on people either.
How many times did we see Mike Jackson on top of CM Punk during the fight, looking at it, not even looking at him, looking at his corner, just going... hitting him in the face over and over and over again without even looking at him, without any force behind it. He wasn't even attempting to finish the fight. He's looking at his corner.
Right.
Can I do? Can you guys give me the
At which
signal?
point I screamed, "I'm not entertained."
Yeah.
Dana White says that CM Punk will not be fighting anymore, that he's retiring, and that you should absolutely respect his heart
No, you shouldn't.
and respect the fact that he came in and tried.
Okay,
I don't respect you put him on a fucking pay-per-view.
Right, that's the people I think that most people are upset about is you put him on a pay-per-view. In fact, before this pay-per-view happened, Alistair Overeem was expressing his displeasure about being on the undercard compared to CM Punk. Dana White flat out said, well, when Alistair Overeem sells as many pay-per-views as CM Punk, then we can fucking talk. However, this pay-per-view actually sold only 150,000 pay-per-views, which is less than quite a bit than was projected.
And
so
they
that's
said,
kind
and
of
they
funny,
said they couldn't put him on the live TV part because there was a deal saying that it
was in his contract.
No, it would hurt his brand if he was to lose on basically broadcast
I heard it was
TV.
in his contract, which we talked about when he signed the contract, that he would always be on pay-per-view because he makes pay-per-view points for the WWE when he was in the WWE. Dana White's, again, take on this whole thing is you should respect him because anybody on their couch can be like, oh yeah, I could fucking do that, I could do that. He actually went in and did
Because
it.
of his
He obviously didn't do well. He is done.
Okay.
Because of his entitlement, though.
So
and he wasn't a world-class athlete coming into this.
But he
like
claims
other
it
people.
wasn't him.
Okay,
Dana White, or
so-
flat out, CM Punk says, I would be on Fight Pass if it was up to me. I would be on the lower things. As long as they're going to pay me, I don't give a shit. who
Well,
I'm
yeah,
at.
well, of course they're not going to do that. They're not going to put CM Punk on Fight Pass. That's not the point. The point is his entitlement is what got him in there. You shouldn't have to respect his heart because he's the guy who has a position in life to where he goes, I want to do that. And somebody saw a way to make money off him, so they scooped him up, put him on the main event, and then he got his ass handed to him.
So
2
who do you
times in a
blame
row.
more, him or Dana White in the UFC?
I blame the people in the gym that worked out with him
I don't even
and
blame them.
actually led him to believe that he was going to come in and do something.
I don't blame anybody in this. CM Punk was in a position to where he was able to exploit himself to make money, and somebody was going to make money off him regardless of if it was Dana White or not. So Dana
i.e.
White,
Conor McGregor.
Dana White saw the opportunity.
Yep.
He was going to train at a gym regardless of if it was the gym he was training at or not. So those coaches took that opportunity as well. I don't blame anybody in this situation, but the bottom line was he stunk up the fucking joint and should have never been on a pay-per-view. I mean, he really just showed that this does take skill to be in the cage.
Oh, for sure. You can't just be any.
No, because he was in the cage. So obviously it doesn't take skill. Like you say, you try to tell me who couldn't come off the couch and do that. Who couldn't come off a couch and not get a punch off on Mickey Gall and get knocked out?
I could do that.
Everybody could do that.
I could.
Who could not come in and not be finished by a guy who didn't want to finish something?
Yeah, he said Mike Jackson.
You actually got a solid point.
Jackson-
Any one of us could do what CM Punk did.
Mike Jackson says, I am not happy with this guy was acting like a goofball. You had an opportunity to fight CM Punk. You're doing these like bolo punches to the body on the top. No one, never looking like you were trying to finish the fight ever. Looked like he couldn't finish the fight a few times and he never tried. I don't know what that guy did for a living before we gave him a shot, but he needs to go back to doing that. He's 0-2 as I'm concerned. I wouldn't even put him on the Contender Series. He also
I
says
bet he's a painter.
I got a sense that that he's a complete fucking idiot. I regretted not putting this whole thing on Fight Pass. Mike
Oh
Jackson.
yeah, ship it to us who pay monthly. Is that what? No, put it on broadcast.
Mike Jackson said he doesn't understand why. He says, basically, I went out there and cooked this man. I don't know if they had an investment in him to win the fight, but look, he's a cash cow. If he would have won, they would have given him another fight, and he would have made them a lot of money. But I ended that train. I told people what I was going to do, and I did it. He says that his work was misinterpreted. He goes, "I wasn't showboating. I didn't know how many. I didn't know how many more fights I was going to have in the UFC. So I wanted to go out there and cook him. That's what I did. I got all of my 15 minutes. I hope this is going to be his last fight. So I wanted to go out there and maximize the experience. I gave him the most time as well. People are savages. They want me to go out there and give this dude brain damage. But that's how it is. What do you think? Mike Jackson's performance and his statement.
No, he did. He got his 15 minutes on the screen, like he said, and that's fine. Good for him. Should he have finished the fight? Yeah, but I think that I think there's more to it. I really do. I think there's more to it, especially the way why like CM Punk was thanking him for not murdering him when he had every opportunity to do so after the fight.
I mean,
was
I'll
over.
give it to CM Punk. That dude can take a fucking punch. He
was-
sat there and got murdered.
He was roughed up pretty bad, but then again, it also looked like Mike Jackson wasn't performing at 100% at all. It's like it really killed me when he was sitting on top of him and he was looking at his corner and raining down like Big Brother punches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like he was bored in there.
Who's
But-
your uncle?
Yeah,
Who's
he
your
wasn't
uncle?
given.
Who's your
It's
uncle?
almost like he was waiting for his corner to give him some signal for permission to finish the fight that he never got. And I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm making wild assumptions here, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. Because if he is really that bad that he couldn't finish that fight, then I got to agree with Dana White. But I don't think he is that bad to where he couldn't finish the fight. I think that for whatever reason he chose not to finish that fight. And then
Make him fight Curtis Blades.
oh Jesus,
Completely different weight class.
yeah, that's death by
Doesn't
stereo. Tai Tuivasa up against Andre Arlovsky. This was a unanimous decision in favor of the Australian.
Where were you on
New
this?
Zealander.
New Zealander? My mistake.
Yeah, and now remember, I'm not an Orlovsky fan, but
Oh, Australian, you were correct.
Okay.
I thought he was New Zealand.
but I think Andre had this.
I was really surprised because Andre really rocked this dude hard in the early rounds of the fight, in my opinion. And he got caught too a few times. But it's like, we call him Glass Jar Arlovsky. I mean,
Yeah.
he took some shots.
He took some shots, man.
to Ivasa and he took them well. If you're going on damage, I mean, Jesus Christ. Ty was his nose was split down the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But I've always been an Andre fan. So watching this, I could feel the disappointment with Andre Arlovsky because I really felt like he did enough to win this fight. But good for Ty. I mean, he's an up and coming heavyweight.
Yep.
I want to know what his belly button tattoo is. It looks like a front butt. Super curious about that.
Did
Did
he-
He
he do a shoe? I was waiting for it. I didn't see it.
did he get more solid? Because I mean, obviously
He said
he hasn't lost any weight, but
Yeah.
he looked a lot more flabby. Which if
his
he's
first
maintaining
fight?
weight, he's putting on more muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We were all chanting things from Moana watching him fight. Like saying "Give back the heart at Tafiti" and shit like that.
But he's not alive.
Whatever. It's all Polynesian tattoos around him, right? Is that what they are? The
Tongan, yeah.
Whatever, all of this appropriation shit.
Yeah.
Holly Holm.
Holly Holm defeats the gigantic Megan Anderson. Holy shit! Unanimous decision. Of course, I went all 3 rounds.
So no Shuey from us. 'Cause I said Megan.
I was like,
Shuey.
I was laughing because Ty Tuivasa and then Megan Anderson comes out and they're talking about this Megan Anderson, like your friend Megan,
Yeah.
right? And then I realized that Robert Whitaker, they're all from like the same area, so they must have got a group rate discount to fly them all to Chicago. Because why the fuck aren't these guys on an Australian card? Why did he fly 3 Australians out to Chicago?
Ty Tuivasa and Robert Whitaker, Bobby Knuckles were on the last Australia card.
Yeah, they should stay there.
Start moving up the card, man. You don't just do the local ones anymore.
Yeah,
You're not gonna be Dennis Siver just doing shit in Germany.
I'm just wondering if
You're
they
not
got
gonna be Patrick Cote just doing shit in Canada. You're
Whatever.
moving up the card.
They
You
keep
gotta
all
get
the
big card.
they keep all the Brazilians in Brazil.
I love being
That's
in
because
it.
Brazil won't let him escape.
Those are visa issues.
I love being in the living room and when she Megan actually gets into the ring and everybody's like, "Holy shit, she's huge!" And it's just like, literally, bro, they've been telling you this whole time how big she is. They put her height up. They put everything. It's like, but I know until you see it.
I think seeing her next to Holly Holm, I was like,
yeah.
wow, she is
No, just seeing her next to the headrail.
seriously.
Heads above it.
I mean, she's got some skill. I can't wait to see if she's able to come back and
Yes.
do something else in the women's division. But
What does this do for the featherweight division? Mm-hmm. Who's? Yeah.
Again, this goes to what did they work on with Megan?
Not a tan. I don't know how the fuck you're from Australia and you are that opaque.
It's winter there right now.
That's
They're
true.
so far down,
winter
the
there
sun's
right now.
really
It's
far
Like, I was
away.
talking to my Aussie friends, and they were like, showing me that it's raining. I was like, it's 100 degrees today. And they're like, well, it's raining.
Well, it's 100 degrees there too. It's just raining.
Oh, it's cold. They have a fire going right now. It's cold.
Yeah, well, and they have Christmas in the summertime. Where does Santa Claus change his clothes?
They just become shorts. It's magic, dude.
It's magic. It's
Haven't
magic.
you ever watched the whole Santa Claus series? He's got all kinds of magic.
This is true. Colby Covington gets his win over Rafael Dos Anjos. Like, I don't even know what to say here, man. Like, everybody wanted him to get broken in half so badly, and Rafael Dos Anjos could just not mount an offense against him
Nope.
at all the entire fight.
He was so tenacious. I don't know what they expected. Like, his corner was yelling just random, like the stupidest shit at Rafael Dos Anjos, and Colby's like, yeah, listen to them. Quack, quack, quack. Did you fucking hear them? Whack, whack.
He says he's going to make the welterweight division great again. He's going to take his belt to the White House to go sit and hang out with Donald Trump. He then went on the UFC Tonight show and started immediately talking shit to everybody there, saying, "Oh, look at all my haters over there. All y'all picked somebody else. All y'all picked the other guy."
Oh, yeah,
and then
because
got into it with Bisping. Bisping, when him went back and forth, John Anik was not impressed, started tweeting about it, saying that he felt Bisping was disrespectful. Bisping's side of it was like, hey, he came in there and talked shit. I'm a guy that likes to talk shit. I'll let me and him play back and forth. Give him his 5 minutes of fame. I'm retired. I don't care.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll be his punching bag and throw shit back at him to see if he wants to.
He actually helped
Sounding
him out.
board, yeah.
He's building he's building a
Helping
shell
build-
show brand.
Yeah.
He's going.
Building the bad guy plan.
It's like, but he's even more of a heel than he should
yeah.
be when you're a heel.
Yeah.
But whatever, he's got the fucking interim belt now.
Anything worth doing is worth doing. Right.
Going
Tyron
110%.
Tyron Woodley immediately came out and said he can't wait to wreck this guy. Colby Covington says that they've already offered the fight to him and he's turned it down.
Shut up.
So we'll see
So full of shit.
what goes on.
So full of shit.
You never know.
It's
And even if you don't know, you don't know.
Colby Covington, and that's what I think Tyron Woodley, the only championship fight that he wins is the one that he won against Lawler.
Yeah.
Because Lawler likes to get punched. And
Now
Tyron
that Wonder
Woodley-
Boy, I mean, he's
I don't know. Colby Covington doesn't let himself get hit a lot, and you have to let yourself get hit to get beat by someone like Tyron Woodley, in my opinion. And if he's going to be that tenacious and that the way he was with Rafael dos Anjos, I think Tyron Woodley's going to have a lot harder time with him than he is expecting. And I don't want to.
and all
root
the
for
time
Colby.
off. That's always been my
And
thing.
all the time off. I don't want to root for Colby at all because he's just a world-class troll. But I mean, when his actions speak for himself in the cage, and he really overwhelmed Rafael dos Anjos, and he earned that victory. Moving on from there to the
main event.
Robert Whittaker up against Yoel Romero. Bobby Knuckles broke his knuckles in the third round.
Yep.
Yeah, about halfway through the third round and continued to fight, never throwing another right hand again. Well, he threw a couple
He did
weak
kind of
ones,
like, almost the Uriah Faber thing where you just stop throwing it and you're like, throw something.
Yep.
The elbow maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some people even talking he might have already had a minor injury with that hand before the fight even started.
Well,
And then it broke.
he snapped it in half. It's gone.
Well,
man.
somebody, one of the medical staff, something, I guess they grab your hands, they press you, and he had winced or something, and then they'd asked him about that, and all he said, he didn't say nothing to the person examining him, but the person walking with him, he's like, so, he's like, well, we traveled 10,000 miles, man, I'm fighting.
I'm fighting. Yeah, well, I mean, I saw that. If you've seen the X-ray, it's a pretty serious break.
Yeah.
I know all about this. When I was a freshman in high school, I broke my thumb breakdancing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was it the first and last time you ever broke that?
It was the
tearing
first
up?
and last time I ever broke dance. I had to.
Do you know you're not supposed to break anything?
No,
when
I
you
know.
break
I took it
dance?
literally.
I know.
Literally, 17 stitches.
Anything worth doing.
Had 17 stitches, 3 screws in my thumb.
What?
Like a nice metal wire going through, and 2 metal pins into the bone. So that's going to be a difficult healing right there. I can see right there. See, we're twins now.
Twinning.
Me and Bobby Knuckles. We're twinning.
Twinning.
So Bobby Knuckles, if you want to know what your scar is going to look like, give me a call. I'll send you a picture of mine. See how the healing process goes. Jacking off is hard.
Yeah. You can also see his hand on Wiki Hands.
Wiki hands.
Wiki hands. Look how swollen it is.
I know, dude.
Yeah, that's
Memories.
right there. No bueno.
You know how long you got to stay in the bathroom when you're using your left hand to get done? Jesus Christ, dude. It's not like twice as long.
Do you
It's
think
seriously like 4 or 5 times.
Do you
as
think it
long.
was warranted enough for him to win the split?
Nope.
Excuse me, the split decision.
No, but this is.
Do you think it was Yoel can't win this shit anyway?
Yep.
Might as well give it to Bobby Knuckles.
Yep, that's exactly what
You
it
really think
was.
so?
I really do.
Dennis,
I really do.
do you think he did enough?
I think he did enough.
Yeah.
I can't say it with a straight face, but I think he did enough.
It was going back. In my
can't-
opinion, it was going back and forth. I mean, he came out
Yeah.
tenacious and dropping bombs and just and then you could tell he broke his hand. And then it's like then he's getting the
Yeah.
shit kicked out of
Yeah.
him.
And I went back and watched, and I can't say I've seen enough to give it to Yoel, but then again, I still can't give you a straight face. He got it out right.
It definitely was not going to be unanimous. But
Right.
Yeah.
You could see where it leaned split.
I could, definitely split
Yeah.
decision because literally it was Bobby Knuckles for literally half of the fight.
Yeah, and
then-
that's how I felt too. I was like, man, it was just back and forth, which made it a great title fight. But then you find out at the end, broke his hand. All this kind of, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's starting to make a little more sense.
Right.
Yep.
Why it was going one way so dominantly and then just scaled back.
Seriously, like watching a meter go.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's like the applausometer. To the side, that side, this side.
And that's it. UFC 225 is in the books as of this weekend.
Yeah.
And that's it for the show as
Are we
well.
talking about the shirt?
Yeah, I'll tell you about the shirt.
there.
Go
I'll
ahead.
tell you about the shirt. What event were we at? Was that San Jose?
It was in the
Or was that Sacramento?
So is that Bellator?
Sacramento.
No, it was San Jose. This is that.
Because it was the seats that we had up.
No, it was the SEC.
SAP
But it was
Center?
the seats that we had up.
No, we were down on the floor. Yeah, we were.
There's the seats that were up.
So we're up.
So we're up. When you get media passes, if you request a table for a laptop and all these things, sometimes you can get a table. It depends. They usually throw it to big media first, and then as it trickles down. This time we did not get a table. So what they do is they put you basically one row outside of media, and you're on a little bit of an elevated area to watch the rest of the fights. Still have to have your pass. This guy's walking by.
No. So this guy, he has seats down in
Further down,
whatever
yeah.
the $1,000 guys are right
Yeah.
there. And he's come up and down a couple times, and
Yeah.
he's just like real pushy.
Yeah. And basically what happens is when there's fights going on, security stops anybody from going further in because they're getting ready to do a walkout. You can't go walking by when the fighter's walking by.
Oh, that's right,
Can't join the entourage. They make everybody wait.
Right.
And then once they're in the cage, they'll let everyone continue to traverse back and forth between the sections as long as you have the right pass to go to those sections. So yeah, he had been coming up and down.
And he's got this shirt on that has the American flag upside down. And that pissed me off. Not only was he being rude and cutting, again, he was cutting through everybody,
Cutting
stepping
through
over
everybody.
people.
And even when they told him to stop, he was still trying to push through.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Bro, you got to wait." Like,
So then we get to this point where this guy basically sits on my lap, kind of.
yeah, because now he's been told to wait.
He's been told to wait. So instead of, he is somebody, he basically sits on me. And then he says something to me like, well, can't you move down? And I was like, well, fuck you and fuck your shirt. And then like everybody was like around me, and then like 3 other guys were
It's
like,
like-
yeah, fuck your shirt.
Mind you, it's a hip hop shirt. That's
Yeah.
like it has to do with an album title or something like that. Like it's a cover. That's why the American flag is upside down. And it says it on the back. Like I can't remember who it was. Like Trill City or some bullshit. I don't even remember who the fuck it was.
So then
Yeah, and
everybody
I
else
immediately
gets-
look up the shirt. I'm all, it's a band. He's like, I
Everybody-
don't fucking care. It's a band.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It's done. Fuck your shirt.
So like that dude, I yelled, incite a riot.
Yeah.
And like they nutted up on his ass, and security grabbed him and shit. But he eventually went back to his.
He got to go back to his seat. But yeah, he was like, "Oh, fuck that guy's shirt up. That's fuck that guy." And I'm like,
And then, and every time I say shit, there's like 3 people like, yeah, fuck you. Fuck that guy.
I'm gonna shoot your fucking cat. I don't know what that means. I don't have a cat.
Yeah.
2 people are taking their shirts off and shit. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But again,
some other guy
And
wearing
later, I'm all, dude, we got passes.
yeah, so I put our press passes in the shirt, and I fucking took our
Some other guy
shirt
behind
off.
you that also likes that
exchanged it,
band
yeah,
is like
changed.
fucking taking off his shirt. He's like, fuck, I like that band, but I can't.
Yeah,
wear
I
it.
don't want to wear this
That guy's gonna
anymore.
kill
This
me.
guy's gonna
Shit.
fucking murder me. I'm just gonna sit down and watch the fights down here.
It's like when you used to go to Roller King and wearing the wrong shirt, you had to fucking turn it inside out.
Yeah. Can't wear this logo.
Oh, no, Roller King used to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never had no cool shit to like turn inside out.
You
I
couldn't
had
wear. You couldn't wear.
I had one color cheetah shit.
I wore a tank top to Roller King one time, and you couldn't wear tank tops to Roller King, and I was on a
Why the
school.
fuck were you wearing a tank top?
I don't know, man. I was in fucking 6th grade. I don't know. I have no
You
idea.
weren't swole?
No, I was not. Man, this is like 19.
sleeves.
This is 1990.
Anybody know where the gym is?
It had nothing to do with being swole.
I'm gonna go play 720.
It was fucking June. It was hot, and I had a tank top on.
Skate
Nobody
or
played that game.
die.
It's the skate one, yeah, 720.
So we go to Roller King, and I just happened to be wearing a tank top, and so you can't wear tank tops to Roller King. I guess if you fucking fall down, they're worried about road rash. I don't
Makes sense.
know. And they're like, well, I said, well, I can't turn it inside out. It's still a tank top. They're like, okay, well, we'll figure out what we have for you in the back. But mind you, I'm really stupid because I'm also this is 5th or 6th grade, and I'm wearing a fucking tank top.
Right.
So keep in mind that I'm a moron. And so they come out with a shirt. And they tell me I got to wear it inside out. It's a Jerry's Kids shirt. I had fucking no idea what Jerry's Kids was at the time. So, oh no, I didn't wear it inside out. I had it right side in. I had no idea what Jerry's Kids was. So I'm skating around wearing a fucking Jerry's Kids shirt, and all the girls that I like are laughing their asses off at me and shit. Because I probably look like I belong in the shirt anyway. And then somebody told me what it was, so I turned it inside out. This shirt had not previously been washed from whoever wore it before me. So whatever Jerry's Kid had it on previously also didn't wear deodorant.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't get to do the couple skate that day. At all.
Or ever again.
Ever again. Yeah. Thank you, Muncie Elementary School, for making that memory for me. Much appreciated. All right, thanks for lilistening. Of course, coming at you from the SinCal studios, it's Bueller Dodge and Dennis. Big thanks to our sponsors.
Send in your favorite shirt stories.
Yeah, send in your favorite shirt story. Don't get in a fight wearing one of these, please. You can go to shirtsickle.com/SDMMA if you want to pick up your Fight Night and Chill or your Pride Style SD shirt or the original style as well. And of course, Dependable Solutions. Make sure you check them out. If you take credit cards online, they can possibly save you up to 60% off what you're already saving. If you don't take credit cards, then you want to. Trust me, check out Dependable Solutions, innovate your business. And Strongboard Balance, change the way you work out. Get on board. StrongboardBalance.com. Dodge is still going strong, doing the shows on the Strongboard. Great new way to work out. It'll change your entire perspective.
Getting swole.
I'm getting swole. Exactly.
Fight milk.
Fight milk.
A couple more episodes, he'll wear a tank top.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
On his legs. So we're a tank top on his legs.
Ronaldo the day in that game, he like pulled up thing, and I'm like, this is for the ladies. Is he about to do the penalty kick? He did. He's like, penalty kick. I gotta pull up my one side of my shorts, so it's like all the way in there.
Here's my
Show off
quad.
that thigh, that quad. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Was that a testicle? I think we saw it.
His testicles grew legs. Thanks for listening. Bueller Dodge and Dennis saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.